Hey everyone, Scoop Scientist here, and welcome back to another episode of Will It Weld. So what I have here is a broken spoon and some gallium. So we're finding out if gallium can join this spoon together enough so I could essentially use the spoon. So let's do it. Alright, so as you can see from the intro, I just bought this spoon and snipped it in half there. And I've got my gallium. You've seen this in a few other videos before, but I'm using it again. And what I have to melt is soldering iron, and I've actually got it plugged in over here. This is from my most recent video, which is still 600 days ago, my solar panel. So the sun's just coming back a little bit, so I should have enough juice in the battery to run this for a bit. It doesn't need to get too hot because gallium melts at around 30 degrees Celsius, which is very low. So this only, I could actually just melt it in my hand if I wanted to, but this will work a bit quicker. Yeah, and so I'm going to try to connect the spoon back together like that. I'll let the gallium solidify, and then I'll see if I can use it, or at least, pick it up without it breaking. So I'm going to turn on this, and let's give it a shot. Oh, you see that? Yeah. That melts. Melts very quickly, very quickly. You know what, I might actually just use a little bit. Oh, I forget how brittle gallium is. Sort of place it there, right? And then trying to melt it. There we go, there we go, there's a good hold. It doesn't want to stick to the metal. Look at that, look at that. Now, this issue I knew I'd probably run into. Once you heat it up, it takes a very long time to cool back down, mainly because the melting temperature is just so low. So cooling below that, if I was using another metal like aluminium for instance, melting point of 660 degrees Celsius, that'll cool down below that temperature because it's such a high temperature very, very quickly. But this, on the other hand, doesn't. So what I need to do is sort of have it hold, get it kind of in there like that, and then wait for it to cool down. So I guess I'll come back when that's done, and I'll see how well it does hold. It's been probably nearly an hour. And I've just stacked up some frozen peas around it. I didn't have any ice or something like that, but so frozen peas will hopefully help speed up the process to solidify the metal. All right, it was only like 3 minutes from the last cut of me stacking up the peas, and I'm pretty sure it actually worked like a charm. I can't believe I didn't do it earlier, so you see that? All right, okay, I'm very nervous on how strong that is. I will test that in a sec. Let me get a close-up of that though. So you can see that there. Something I just noticed as well, you see how stainless steel's written on the upside of the spoon? That was definitely meant to be the other way, so I've sort of attached it the wrong way, but that's all right. It still works as a spoon. It looks good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to sand off the excess, or just somehow get rid of the excess and see if I can make it kind of like smooth, like a smooth connection. But I can pick it up, which is good. All right, I just grabbed sandpaper I had. I think I'll use the 240 grit. Now I got to be really careful with doing this again because it's probably going to break. If I see that it's not working too well, I might just stop, but yeah, got to be really careful with it as well because sanding creates friction creates heat, and this stuff melts at a very low temperature, so even a little bit of heat will probably start to melt it. Oh dear. the weld is not held together very well at all. So let me just try this for a bit and see if it works. Every now and again I can cool it down with the P because they're still frozen. Oh. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. I think I nearly just broke it. Alright, so I guess to wrap up, I mean, look at this. Yeah, so if you're trying to use this spoon, you know, to eat cereal or something like that, definitely not soup. If you're trying to eat hot soup, the moment you put the spoon in, it'll heat it up and it'll just melt immediately. But trying to eat cereal, something that's a bit cold, you might be able to get, you know, before I was sanding it, it was a bit stronger, but you might be able to get a couple of spoonfuls in and then it'd just break. So you definitely would want something way stronger. The issue with gallium, I think, is that it's quite brittle. Also, what I could do is sand the spoon, make it a bit rough, have more gallium holding onto it. Like I'd have to sand it with a really a low grit sandpaper. It creates more spots for the gallium to grab onto and to hold the spoon together. But yeah, the fact that it's so brittle as well, a little bit of flex on it, rather than the gallium bending, it'll just break, it'll crack, which is quite interesting actually. I find that an interesting property of gallium. But I guess that is the end of Will It Weld Part 3. I hope you all enjoyed that video. If you did, then please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see future videos like this.